What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Diamond is Unbreakable. Super Bowl just finished a couple hours ago, and I want to fucking vomit because I fucking despise the Patriots. They are cheaters. They are just over. I'm sick and tired of the Patriots, and now they have tied my Steelers for most rings, and I am very pissed off by that because they have cheated to earn some of their rings. But we will not get. But we ain't here to debate football teams, guys. I honestly wasn't paying too much of the Super Bowl itself. Honestly, I was mostly doing other stuff, like working on videos, doing some homework. I just didn't care this year. I didn't really see any really cool ads. Grant CBS on my cable box is glitches out like crazy, so I gotta see a couple of them. I know Avengers Endgame and Captain Marvel also air TV spots there, so I'll be checking those out and react to them to you guys. I also got a couple extra reactions already recorded for you guys. Just need to find the time to edit them and upload them for you guys. Anything else? That's about all I got for announcements. So let's get into this week's episode. This episode was all about our man Kira. This was a day in the life of Kira Yamagishi, and I loved every second of it. Kira, man, he is probably one of, if not my favorite anime villain of all time. After just this one episode, I question even more how the fuck Kira lost to the villain of Erase at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. I do not get how he lost. I mean, I know Erase was more popular than JoJo. I guess the power of memes could not save JoJo this time. That's a shame. Anyway, enough jibber jabber from me. Let's get into this week's episode. So it starts with the guy at the radio being like Marty. I guess I gotta like that little tune. We go to Yoshikage, I think I said Yamagichi, I meant to say Yoshikage. Yoshikage, Kira, Yoshikage. For some reason, I can't say it normally, like Kira Yoshikage. I have to say Yoshikage Kira. For some reason, I can't say it the other way. I guess it just sounds weird. Maybe just because Albert, the guy that's voicing Kira, who is indeed Albert Wesker, it just, oh my god, Albert, Kira's voice! Oh man, his voice, and oh my god, Kira. I'll get to the stuff with the ending when we get to that part, but JoJo, Rocky, you have created a gem here with Kira. I cannot wait to see more of him. So anyway, as I was saying, he's like busy clipping his nails, got breakfast ready, still has that hand from earlier that we saw a couple episodes back. He still carries that thing around for some reason, and so Kira, then after he's done clipping his nails, we have this amazing song playing. I love the song they got playing. If any of y'all know what song was playing there, tell me down below, because I really dug that song. I thought that song was awesome. And so you got the song playing, he's like eating breakfast, he's like, oh, hello there, I bought some, before we get to eat breakfast, I have something for you. And he pulls this ring in this little box out of his pocket, which contains a ring. Puts it on this dead, cold, dismembered hand, just slides it on there, and then, the music starts to go all crazy before we get to the OP, which, man, I don't know what's up with this arc in the OP. Some episodes the OP is there, other times it's completely cut. I don't get this flip-flopping stuff, because, we had this, this happened a couple times in Stardust Crusade, but never like this. In Diamond is Unbreakable, we are constantly getting episodes that don't have the OP, have the OP, don't have the OP. There's constant flip. This whole arc has been, this episode will get the OP, but this episode won't. This episode will get, this episode won't. I don't know what's up with different productions over here, why they're constantly giving some episodes no OP and some episodes the OP. But whatever the case may be, let's continue. So you then pretty much get to see a little bit of your average day in the life of Yoshikage Kira. And so So Kira, he's heading to work or leaving like this office or his workplace. It's about lunchtime. These three girls show up. Like, Mr. Kira, I know this is super last minute, but you wouldn't mind care to join us for lunch? He says, "Sorry, I can't. I have to deliver these documents before the day escapes me. Enjoy your lunch," and walks away. Which have I mentioned how much I love Kira's voice? I don't think I mentioned that enough times. How much I love his voice. Oh my god, I want this man to narrate my life. Kira's voice, huh? Albert Wesker, man, Albert. Viz, y'all have gotten yourselves a gen here with having Kira voiced by Albert Wesker. Perfection. So Kira, then we go over to this bakery, and in the jacket pocket of Kira's jacket is the dismembered hand. It's literally children, and he's talking to it as if she's a real person. Like he's like, well, somebody's bent out of shape. So a couple girls asked me out for lunch, asked me to join them for lunch. It's as innocent as that, but I denied them. I told you this was our time, and I wasn't going to let anything jeopardize that. Now, come on, let's get back into the matter at hand and pick out some sandwiches for lunch. So then, he takes out the hand, and has the hand start feeling this sandwich, which, I gotta give Dare Productions this. This whole scene could have been played off if it was not done just right. This could have been so stupid, and just everyone would start bursting out there laughing, and thinking Kira was a joke. Was over the top, but now granted, the ending part of this segment, there was no way you could make that look not. You could make that look serious and not kind of mildly chuckle at it. It's just how it is. Granted, it's very quick. And I think Dare Productions knew this when they were down. Like, okay, this scene is ridiculous. Let's just make this as short as possible, so if we leave it for any longer, people are just gonna start laughing hysterically at it. So he has a hand. Still, he's like, this bakery is one of my favorites. And when they made their sandwiches, the bread is fresh at 11 a.m. You could just even through the wrapping, you could feel the glorious texture of it. And then the hand kind of like goes to plastic like this, and like the sauce of it kind of comes out. He's like, my, looks like you and all the excitement you managed to break the wrapping and make a mess. What a naughty girl. And then he looks at the fingers that have the sauce on them, and then just starts sucking on it. And you just like you would go like when you eat Doritos, you like suck it on your fingers to get like the last little bit of the the powder or whatever off when you eat those or Cheetos or whatever. He literally just does it with this cold, dead, dismembered hand. Kira doesn't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck. And so he's like, I guess we'll take the sandwich behind it. Or below it, he said. And so he buys his sandwich, makes over to like this nice little park area goes under a tree and enjoys his lunch. Starts eating lunch, and I swear to God, I don't know what's up with Kira in this hand. I hope to God Rocky has some explanation why Kira has. I mean, I'm sure this is probably has something to do with some criminology thing, and this is like some trait with some serial killers. I don't know what the hell this is about, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is some psychological disorder Kira has with these dismembered hands or something. But whatever the case may be, Kira. So he's eating a sandwich, but the sandwich is on the hand of the dismembered hand. He has his hand there, then on top of his hand is the dismembered hand, and on top of that hand is the sandwich. He's just eating it off of it. And so he gets about halfway done, talks about how Morio was nice, and then right before he goes for another bite, he smells a hand. Oof. And then this is where the smell of death. The smell of death is starting to kick in. It sounded like profound, because I was like, how is not Kira don't have this foul stench to him carrying this hand around? And it looks like now the hand is starting to get that smell of death. And so he first tries to put some cologne or something on it, trying to disguise smell. It's a little too aeronautic for my taste. For my taste. I guess we'll now have to part ways. Shame. If I'm lucky, I might find a nice young, beautiful girl that's visiting from out of town. To, of course, be his next victim. And then he hears someone coming up to him, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Put the sandwich in the bag, then puts the sandwich in, then puts the hand inside that bag, inside that same bag, and notices that it's just a mutt. It's just a dog. And I was like, "Oh please, Rocky, please do not have to kill this dog. Come on, Rocky, don't kill this dog, man. This dog has done nothing to you. Please don't kill it." And thankfully, we just get close up of Kira's eye, and the dog starts running off. It just starts running off, and Joe's like, "Oh, thank God, the dog isn't dead." We then seamlessly transition into Shigechi meeting up with Josuke and Okuyasu. Literally, and they're like, it came up. They're in the exact same area, and they're just, and Kira's here, but then you got the other guys on that side, on the other side, and they're just. And so, Josuke and Okuyasu are kind of like begging Shigechi for money, for lunch money, about 1,000 yen. And it's not like they ran, and Shigechi even asked him, like, "Hey man, what happened with all the money that we got from the check? That we got from the lottery? Have you guys spent it already?" He's like, No, nonsense. It's all, we put it all in the bank, and you'll be a fool if we walk all the way to the bank for some lunch money. 1,000 yen will do. And he's like, and then they notice that he has a sandwich from the same place where Kira got his sandwich. Saint Gentleman, I believe, was the restaurant was called, and when he gets there, and when he got, and they're like, they're trying to see if they can get their hands on the sandwich instead. To get their hands on the sandwich instead of the money. So he's like, "Fine, if you guys leave my sandwich alone, I guess I'll give you the money." And he says, "I'm going to put an IOU on this." And so he loans them the 1,000 yen, and then writes down like this little notepad on like, "IOU, loan to greedy friends, Josuke and Okuyasu." But he doesn't know how to spell Josuke or Okuyasu. I don't think he even knew how to spell or knew the characters for loan. If my memory serves me correct. So this guy's struggling with that, and actually, when the month leaves, Kira goes back to eating his sandwich, and so he's like trying to write down what he needs for this IOU. Again, he started to write it, and right after that, the dog we saw earlier takes his bag. Takes Shigechi's bag, and he's like, "Oh, what? Where's my sandwich? Where is it?" And so then he looks around, and then he sees a bag that looks just like his from St. Gentleman, which is of course Kira's bag by his tree and everything. And he grabs it. Surprisingly, Kira doesn't even notice that he took the bag. So he takes the bag. Well, he notices almost immediately after he grabs it, but he notices it, but he didn't notice it while he was was grabbing it. So he runs off with the bag. Grabs the bag and runs off with it, and tries to get Okuyasu and Josuke to sign this IOU for this loan. And so they signed it, and then Kira knows. He's like, "Shit, what the hell? Why you take that bag?" And so he starts following them, trying to get his bag back. And from here, it becomes a suspenseful. This episode is so suspenseful that it rivals the best of Alfred Hitchcock. Like, I even said this on Twitter. That I swear Rock has to be a fan of Alfred Hitchcock, because it's like, I was legit glued to my seat. I was like, "Oh my God, is Kira gonna get his bag back? Is he gonna get the bag?" Like, it was so suspenseful, and I loved it. I'm like, it's been a while since I've been this glued to my seat, wondering, "Oh shit, is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get his bag back?" Feeling like this guy's suspenseful situation in a while, watching an anime series. And so he starts walking up to him. He's like, "Okay, let's just kill him off. Let's just take it by force and finish him off." He's like, "No, I'll take it out. Let me snatch without his knowing." So he gets closer. And but I gotta say, I love Kira's theme. Yeah, I'm assuming this is his theme, and I love it. It's like a mixture of the Jaws theme mixed with the Psycho theme, which I know is a nice little. Excuse me. I don't know if anybody else felt like that, but it definitely had a bit of a Psycho Jaws feel to it. Like, they kind of took what made those two themes great, Brandon, for Jaws and the psycho and kind of like brought them together. And I like the way how they did. I thought the theme was just dun 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 dun. I thought the theme was excellent. Whoever was the composer for Diamond S did an amazing job with Kira's theme. And so then, he meet up with Josuke and Okuyasu because they went off to go grab the sandwich. And he's like, "You lucky bat, you're a lucky man, Shigechi. They were all out of sandwiches." So he's like, "Oh, well, isn't that a shame? Well, I guess I can give you 9, but it'll cost you 10,000 yen. There's not a decent bone in your body, is there, Shigechi?" Alright, and then so they're thinking like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go this place, but then they won't fill us out, we're better off just skipping it." And like, let's go to the cafeteria instead, because, Koichi's gonna be in there, but then Okuyasu's like, "Oh man, that means he's gonna be with Yamako Yamagichi. I hate being the third wheel to those honey movers love fest." And so they kind of have this back and forth, like, where the hell are we gonna go to eat? But they eventually end up just leaving. And Kira goes back in there to grab the bag, but then he actually ends up bumping into Shigechi, or Shigechi ends up bumping into him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, I wasn't looking where I was going, sorry," and then runs off. And so then when he runs off, and Kira's like, "Shit, what am I gonna do? I have been doing this for 17 years, and not once have I ever left a single clue. Her ring is on her finger, and it has my fingerprints all over it. Shit! What am I gonna do?" I say, "What is my next plan? Where's my next move?" And so So next up, we see them go to the school. Shigechi goes. And he actually says that Shigechi, right before Josuke and Okuyasu go in there, he goes over to find Koichi. He goes over to says that, "Hey, I usually head over to the gym office, and get a cup of coffee while I'm there." Which, boy, this kid's in middle school, and the kid loves coffee. How? I mean, me personally, I do not like coffee. I do not like coffee. I've tried it a couple times. Tried different versions of it. Granted, I haven't straight up tried Starbucks coffee or Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and I haven't really tried that many variations of coffee. But I've had a couple variations of how my mom has and my dad's, and I just don't like it. My dad does say it's an acquired taste, which I can definitely agree with. And me personally, I'm just not a fan. So I'm shocked that this little middle schooler is like, "Oh yeah, I love coffee." And I'm like, "How are you a fan of coffee, dude? Like, how is that even possible? Like, you're a middle school. How do you like coffee?" I mean, granted, Japan, so maybe their taste buds are different than us Americans. But whatever the case may be, he's going to grab some coffee. So he gets inside the window, and I don't know what I like. And then whenever he jumps or does stuff, Deadpool always puts these boing sound effects in there to just signify the fact that yes, this kid is hella fat. I don't know if I like them or not. I mean, I think they're kind of interesting. I thought they were a nice touch added by different productions, personally. So, I'm kind of a little 50-50 on that, but I do think that it was a nice little idea to put them in there. Anyway, so he's about to open the bag as Kira walks in. As Kira climbs through the window, which Shigechi doesn't even notice him. And then he opens it, and before he completely opens the bag and sees what's inside, he's like, "All right, I forgot my coffee. Can't forget to eat lunch without a fresh brewed cup of coffee." Puts the bag down and runs over to the back and starts making himself some coffee. And then Kira said, "Fortunate smiled on you, Shigechi. If you looked inside with that bag, I would have no other choice but to eradicate you." And so he's about to go in the bag, but then here comes Josuke and Okuyasu. They're both here getting some coffee. They both want some coffee. So they get there and like, hey, Shigechi, man, we're here. And he's like, "Huh? I thought you two were going out there to get some lunch." And he's like, "Yeah, that was the plan." And he's like, "Huh? But now you're here. You're a bunch of hypocritical pricks, aren't you?" He's like, "Jeez, cut us some slack, man. Have you not heard about people changing their minds?" And then we see, next thing we know, Kira's actually inside these little, I don't even know what they call it. Like there's this stack of gym equipment there, and Kira's inside of it, hiding. He's like, "Shit, I was so close. Him and his friends are here. Damn it, what am I gonna do? And she's only centimeters away. I could annihilate one of them, but I can't take all three of them. Shit." So after that, he notices this coat hanger underneath him. He grabs it, unties the top of it, and goes in there to grab the bag. To get the bag. So he gets in there and he tries to get in there, but he can't. But he ends up pulling it back because he almost gets caught. Well, actually, he gets in there so he gets in there, grabs the bag out there, but the little sticker doesn't end up holding from the weight of the hand, and it just falls, and the bag opens, and you can see the hand kind of slipping out, but it's not completely out. Josuke goes to investigate, and then right before he's about to check inside, Shigechi's like, keep your hands off of my sandwich! What are you doing over there, Josuke? He's like, sheesh, man, I heard something. I was just trying to investigate, man. He's like, get your filthy paws off my food! Let back in bed, dude, this is where you're stopped. Teriyaki chicken sandwiches are my favorite. Why don't you get me a little teensy whatever? Well, you can kindly fuck off, because you're not getting a piece of it! What do you guys actually think of my English dub impersonation? Do you guys think I'm decent at all? Anyway, he's like, sheesh, you are one greedy bastard. It's like, yeesh, well, you're so annoying. You're so annoying, Shigechi. Yeesh. And he's like, just focus on getting our tea, man. And so they're like, oh, fine, I'm doing it as quickly as possible. So Elise goes out, and so Elise goes back to work on the tea. Kira's like, he's like, alright, let's try again. This time he managed to get it all out. So it was like really close to him anyway. Guy's like, finally, I've done it. Ooh, we're good. And so then Shigechi comes up with the tea. He's like, alright, one green tea and one black tea with milk. Coming, getting rather hot. And then he notices the sandwich and literally just throws the teas up in the air. These were mugs, so I'm hoping. So I guess these mugs were made out of plastic because you don't hear them break. He's like, where's my sandwich? And then he, of course, assumes that's Josuke and Okuyasu. So he interrogates them a couple times, like, where the hell is my sandwich? He's like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't touch your sandwich. And so Harvest goes searching around looking for a sandwich, and we see that they get close to Kira. But right before the gym teacher starts, hitting the door and like, open up! I know there's somebody there. And so they're like, oh shit, he's here. We need to get out of here. So they all frantically run out there. They leave all their evidence behind. They leave their food, everything. They don't take the food with them and run, so that they don't know who it was, but they just leave. So they get out of there, the gym teacher opens the door, he's like, goddamn hooligans. I knew my coffee and tea weren't less than long. I thought I was just going crazy, but I was just being used. I got tightened up this place tighter than Fort Knox. So he locks up the window and leaves. Kira gets out there, he's like, oh man, this day was a drag. We almost had a couple close calls, my love, but now we are back together. Although it's strange, I swear there's a guardian angel looking over Yoshikage Kira's shoulder. So he walks out, minds up. Then we get Shigechi, who sees that because he has the bag, has a St. Gentleman's bag. He assumes that he's the one that stole his sandwich. Which, I mean, granted, he was technically right with the bag, but it was always Kira. He just didn't get the right one. So he's like, what the hell? Hey there, hello. Hey, stop there, Buster. What are you doing smuggling? Why is a guy that I've never laid my eyes upon snuggling out with my sandwich? And he's like, pardon? Are you wouldn't be talking to me, would you? I have no idea what you're talking about, but if you must know, I purchased this item, I've just purchased this item. Like, yeah, save the bullshit, I know you stole my sandwich! Give it back! And so then Harvest comes out there, tries to grab the bag as Kira's trying to hold back. The bag ends up breaking. The hand falls to the ground, and his secret is out. He has been exposed. Now, when I was rewatching this clip on YouTube a couple times because of the ending of it with Kira's amazing speech, I saw everyone was telling like, why didn't he just say that he was just a prop, or that this was from spots, so that way he doesn't have to kill Shigechi. This way he's steering. Which yes, dude, that is true. He could have done it, but I guess Kira didn't think of that during the time, or maybe because he just wanted an excuse to kill Shigechi. Which it looks like he's going to. Which I honestly won't mind that happening, because if one character has to die, Diamond doesn't break, like Iggy ended up dying in Star Wars Crusaders, I don't mind if Shigechi. He's expendable. Cause like I said before, I don't really like the guy. That's just my personal opinion, though, but I'm just personally not a fan of him. So if anyone has to die, I'll take Shigechi over someone like Koichi, Okuyasu, Josuke, Jotaro, Joseph. The list goes on and on. So, he's like, all right, my secret is out. And then he's like, what the hell are you doing to hand? You some closet creep, standing right there. So he goes to grab the hand, but Shigechi tells him to stop. He's like, I know you're evil, and evil people need to stay far away. Ah! And so then Kira stands up, and we get probably one of the greatest speeches ever of just a man just talking about, his backstory, and just, his daily routine, and just from Kira's voice alone, it damn near made me shit myself at him just explaining his mundane daily routine. I legit felt like I was going to have a heart attack watching this. I am dead fucking serious, guys. So, allow me to reenact this scene to the best of my abilities, because the speech was too epic for me not to. I'm probably not going to do the scene justice, but I'll give it a go anyway. Rusev Day. Okay. My name is Yoshikage Kira. I'm currently 33 years old, and not that you care, but I reside in northeastern Memorial Villa District. To earn a living, I work for department stores, and I always come home no later than 8 p.m. I hate smoking, but I do enjoy the occasional drink. I am in bed by 11 p.m. and I make it a point to get no less than 8 hours of sleep. Right before I go to bed, I have a warm glass of milk, followed up by 20 minutes of stretching to decompress from a long day of work. After that, sweet dreams are the result of that. I am then recharged like a newborn child, ready to take on the day's challenges. Hey, Creeper, why are you telling me all this? For as long as I can remember, I have always made sure to not worry myself with problems, villains, losses, wins. I have just to live my life as I see fit to avoid this, just to live. This is how I live, to avoid this backwards way of living. In other words, Shigechi, and we slowly start seeing his stand appear, and oh my god, his stand, I love it. So, that's what I'll say. So in other words, Shigechi, you are interfering with my sleep. I will eradicate you. And then we see his stand. Oh my god. I love how it starts out where you see the deep shadow around it while you got the gauntlets over there. And this music here. Then we see its face. Deadly Queen. We see his stand now. This was another dub change we got. It was Deadly Queen. In the original, it was Killer Queen, which is of course a Queen reference to one of their songs, which I later went out and listened to after I found that was a dub. Now, originally I thought dub changes for Chainsaw Character might have been something to do with the mouth flaps, trying to keep up with them, but actually it wasn't. It was actually just copyright issues. How just saying random songs or singers' names is really a problem for Viz to do when the sub could do it. I don't know if it's something to do with royalties. I mean, doesn't fair use kind of protect this? So, what's the problem here? Why is Funimation or Viz, I should say, having to change their names to avoid copyright problems when I'm pretty sure just saying their names falls under fair use. I don't know. I'm not a copyright lawyer. And so he tells them that, I will eradicate you. I will sleep soundly tonight. I can already feel it. And we see it said now. I know in the sub, this was actually one of the many times where David Production had some bad art. Because I know Diamond and Bread, when it was aired, sub had some art and animation issues. Not to the level of Dragon Ball Super, but it definitely wasn't. But they definitely had some problems. And one of them was, indeed, when Killer Queen got showed off his face. Stan's face as he looked a little off, but of course, since Viz gets the Blu-rays and that's how they're dubbing the series, we of course get the better art animation for the dub, and I say he looks great. I love his design. I can't wait to see how the Stan should work. Now, if I had to guess, Shigechi is probably going to end up dying next week. I have a feeling he's going to end up dying next week, and yeah. That's what I'm expecting that's probably going to happen. We're going to get to see Kirsten, and Shigechi is probably going to die, or maybe Josuke comes in there at the last seconds and saves him. We'll have to wait and see on that front. So overall, I give this week's episode a 10 out of 10, guys. So high for next week. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like. The links are in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.